Okay, so we now have the Ark roadmap. Let's just say this has been a shock to the system. I just got home, I've been out all day, but let's skip past all this and get to the juicy bits. So Ark 2 is coming out at the end of 2024, and it's going to be on Xbox, Game Pass, and Windows. No PlayStation stated yet. I guess that'll come later, we can presume. I would say there's not much I've really figured out with Ark 2 at the moment. It's definitely just in concept state. This means they really don't have a gameplay loop down, and they're trying to figure it out and adapt with Unreal Engine 5. That is pretty crazy. We're going to have to wait another year and a half. I genuinely expected this. It's no shock to me. But, I mean, it means we're going to get a more finished product. Although the early access for Ark 1 was a pretty good experience. I don't know if this is going to be a really polished product when we get Ark 2, or if this will still be the early access release. But I guess we'll find out more when we read below. And they're saying that with Unreal Engine 5, that building Ark 2 has been a lot more of a difficult task than they expected. So they really want to take advantage and do some new things and innovate, it sounds like. They're also doubling down with the statements they've made about Ark 2, where they said the game's going to be a Souls combat-like, primitive only and strictly third person. They really seem like they're going through with this. Overhaul the complete combat system of Ark. It's going to be nothing like Ark 1. And I think the reason they feel confident doing this now is because of the way they've packaged the new Ark 1 Unreal Engine 5 update. So this is going to be very interesting. I think they're going to lose a lot of the player base by changing the game too drastically for Ark 2 and forgetting about what made Ark good in the first place. That's the way I see this. I see them thinking that, you know, there's so much more they could do to the game. But realistically, Ark 1 has its flaws. A lot of ways they could fix those and build on them and not completely strip them and make it completely different. What made Ark 1 look great was that it catered to PvP players and PvE players. I think Ark 2 is going to heavily cater for PvE players, and PvP players are going to be left in the dirt. That's the way I'm really feeling at the moment. They see the PvP player base as a toxic bane of their existence, and they want to cater to the more PvE side of things. But in the meantime, we have Ark Survival Ascended. So we get Ark Survival Ascended and Ark 2. But we don't get Ark Survival Ascended, the Unreal Engine 5 update, for free. It's actually going to cost us $50 US for the base Ark Survival Ascended. But that also gives us Ark 2. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. Everyone on Twitter is calling this a cash grab because Ark Unreal Engine 5 update was supposed to be free, and now that they're saying it's $50, everyone's really mad. But really, we're going to be paying for Ark 2 with this as a bonus. That's the way I sort of see it. But they're really hedging their bets that if we don't like these big changes to Ark 2 they're making above, then they're just going to have us anyway in their pocket, because we like Ark 1, we're going to buy Ark Survival Ascended and get this anyway. But the problem is, they're releasing Ark Survival Ascended for $50, and then they get, additionally, the bundle will provide players access to an exclusive 1-month closed beta to Ark 2. So Ark 2 is going to be fully polished, I think, not even have early access by the sounds of it. Because we get an extra 1-month closed beta access to Ark 2 in 2024. So that's pretty crazy. It's not going to be like early access alpha or anything. And then, this is the problem I think here, and I'm seeing this now. We're going to have to pay again for the expansions. So it's like rebuying Ark again completely. So we got 20 for the Explorer's Patch, which is Scorch, Earth, Aberration, Extinction. Mind you, that's pretty cheap for these 3 expansions, but still, making us pay for content that we've already had is pretty crazy. That's really double dipping. But I am thinking that the Unreal Engine 5 overhaul may be different enough that it warrants this. If these feel like a whole different experience, I can understand that. These are great DLCs. Well worth putting $20 in. I think it's the whole premise of doing this that's the issue for me. That it just feels kind of scummy. It feels like, you know, it's an easy cash grab for them to upgrade these maps to Unreal Engine 5, I would say. And then after that, we're getting this in late 2023. Scorched Earth, Aberration, and Extinction early 2024. So we're going to have a full release. It's going to be like playing old school Ark again. This is the thing that I'm most pumped about. We're going to be going back to the beginning with the island, and then Scorched Earth and Aberration and Extinction, and we get to have at least half a year of the game being great. I mean, Extinction is debatable, but I mean half a year of these maps. Scorched Earth, Aberration, and the Island, which is going to be a lot of fun for PvP players. A lot of fun for us all to experience these again, especially Scorched Earth. I'm really excited for that, and Aberration. Man, that's going to be a great time. And then Extinction, beginning of the end. And then next year, we will get the Genesis Pass, which includes Genesis Part 1 and Genesis Part 2. For another $20 on top of the other one, for a total of around $90 again. As you can see, we play a lot of Ark. You know, this value can be considered worth because we put so much time into it, but it's just the premise and it's just the audacity to make us pay again for something we've already paid for. Seems pretty unprecedented. That's very interesting. I would say I'm happy to pay for this, but paying for the extra additions here is pretty crazy. But we're going to get other new features and we will have other improvements and enhancements. Unreal Engine 5 overhaul with Nanite Lumen. It's going to look amazing. Dynamic water, interactive foliage. No doubt we'll be able to turn any on and get rid of the foliage anyway. Maybe that's what they mean. Interactive foliage, any included from the get-go. Let's go. Unreal Engine 5 performance gains. Cross-platform multiplayer. Let's hope there's no Epic Games accounts for PC. So they're adding a lot of new things to it. I would say we're going to get our values worth, but the fact that Jeremy came on Twitter and said that it was going to be a free upgrade has just set everyone's expectations for that, and now they're sort of coming back and changing their minds. I think it's probably Snail Games in the background, Shihai, sitting there saying, we're going to do this, it's going to be a cash grab, we've got to make up for Atlas where we lost all this money and millions on. It's very interesting, everyone is in uproar about this. We've got cross-platform anti-cheat, so that's good that they've acknowledged cheating in here as a new thing. I think we'll get a lot more cheating protection. I think the reason the servers have gone to shit over the last few months on officials is because the devs knew that Unreal Engine 5 was coming. They didn't want to worry about wasting any more investment in the original Ark. And survival of the fittest will be part of the base game. So it's going to be a very interesting experience. There's a matchmaking queue as well. Lots of quality of life, I would say. I think it's the problem of them saying one thing and doing another is the issue. We are definitely getting our value here, although I would say not for the added expansions. That's just a bit excessive. But mind you, Ark don't ask us for skin payments and things like this, so this is the way they've monetized Ark. And it's not monthly payments, it's one-offs, so I can see it being not so bad. We have a good time in Ark. They always do release good content at the end of the day. They're just run very poorly and they have very poor communication. Character and creature customization with cosmetics. Maybe we'll get some new skins. Maybe we'll get skin economy, actually. That would be cool. New structures. Smaller tech teleporter. Building improvements. Queuing system. New third-person camera. Ping system. Gamepad. Chibi slot and skins tab. Oh yeah, we're getting skins. Okay. It's confirmed. We've got a skins tab. We're going to get skins. So if they had paid skins on top of this, then I'll be calling this very dirty. And then we've got balance passes, cave entrances, mechs, aberration creatures, and more breedable creatures. Interesting, so even the meta is going to be completely different. So we plan to release a new canonical story expansion pack for Ark Survival Ascended that will be available in Q4 of 2023. This will feature 4 new creatures. We'll get more details about this later this year. So we're actually going to get another map and DLC like Fjordor. And this is what I'm most excited for. So we do have something new on the horizon. Coming at the end of this year is a new expansion. I think we'll get a new map with it as well. I'm really hoping that'll be the case. I don't see why they wouldn't. And that will really add some value. If they do this, I think then it's all fair and well. So I think the main takeaway is Ark said one thing and then they've done another. So lots to process. What do you guys think? Leave a comment on what you guys think of this. Very interested to see what happens and where this goes. Anyway, very interesting times. Very interesting. The community is very split on this. I'm excited on one hand, but I can see why people are pissed on the other. What do you guys think? Let me know below.